Well, what a weekend. What a weekend of absolutely outstanding rugby. It is good to be a rugby fan. Welcome to the Drops Kickoff. I'm Nick Wasiliev, and we're here to talk about an intense, incredible battle in the West, topsy-turvy, filled with changes, filled with amazing drama, filled all the way until the very last minute with silverware on the line. It was one of the best games of rugby I have seen in a hell of a long time, and it was just one that I think is going to be remembered for a very long time to come. But enough about the Super Rugby AUS final. Let's talk with the amazing my amazing co-host alongside me. I've got, first of all, Mr. Nathan Williamson, ready to talk about an exciting weekend of rugby. Nathan, how are we doing? We happy?
Yeah, there's nothing to be sad about or upset. It was a really good weekend of rugby. Nothing made me upset. It was great.
Yeah, I'm expecting to get an absolute flogging here from the other gentleman on this podcast, Mr. Nick Hartman. Mr. Hartman, I can no longer say that the Waratahs are underachieving in any way, shape, or form because they've won a Super Rugby AUS title and an under-19s title, which we'll probably touch on in a second.
Trophy in the cabinet, baby. Trophy in the cabinet.
Trophy in the cabinet.
Recent one.
Time.
The Brumbies.
No time.
Yeah, the under-18, the under-19s one, that one hurt. I'm not going to lie. As I was really hoping the Brumbies would go for the three-peat, but alas, it was not meant to be. But, mate, what an amazing... Yeah.
Battletown, baby. Battletown.
Far out. I mean, I do feel for the Western Force a little bit, the chance to get second piece of silverware after that NRC title in 2019. I mean, do we count the Global Rapid Rugby ones and the Global Tens titles and all that stuff we win, or do we count them? I'd say we count them because they are technically a title.
Count Global Tens, not counting Global Rapid Rugby.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But I mean, Nath, what were your thoughts on this final? And also, hey, Super Rugby AUS is done. I'm sad that it's over so quickly, but just because I'm used to a different sort of competition that runs for 9 weeks and has a thrilling final. But no, I'm not saying it. You're going to pull me up on it. You're going to bully me enough about it. But I'm not going to. As a competition, I think it fulfilled that NRC role very well.
Straight. Bad boy. Stop talking about the NRC.
Bingo's on.
The N and NRC stands for Nick Wasiliev.
But yeah, no, honestly, great final. Like, a great sort of competition. It's almost like, don't be sad it's over, smart because it happened. Because yeah, this was a great first introduction. I think it I gotta laugh out, Nick. I'll take that. In terms of fulfilling its what it was there for, it ticked all boxes, right? Like, you had a bunch of fringe wallabies get more game time, which was crucial. You guys like even Curtly Bill in this final, Darcy Swain, even for the Reds, Matt Fessler, Josh Fluke coming back. And Josh Fluke comes back, plays for the Reds in a regular season, and then is called into the Wallabies. Like, that's kind of proof right there that how important this tournament was. But I mean, from a Waratahs perspective, it was awesome. Like, watching the young forwards coming through, it's actually really exciting to see how they sort of have just basically they took the first round, kind of got hit around, and the reaction was sensational. You have some seriously good talent coming through in Clem Halaholo, player of the final, and also I love Lee Talazana. I've loved him since the 20s. He's an awesome talent. But even still, and the player of the final, again, Austin Durbridge, a guy that unless you're someone like me who's covered 18s, name no one really knows. 20 minutes left in the game, comes on off the bench. 2 big turnovers, winning try, face bloodied up with all the contact. He turned the game. But like, he would not have a stage if it's not for something like this. Like, let's face it, Gamble, Adamson ahead of him in the pecking order, maybe getting 10, 15 minutes off the bench in a couple of Super Rugby games. He now gets a chance to actually do what he does best, get that experience, and hey, prove himself a hero for the Waratahs. So, like, honestly, massive raps to this tournament coming in. I want to see it expand. I think it will expand heading forward. And yeah, I just love this sort of all the young talent that's come through and sort of making a name for themselves right now.
Yeah, all teams had players stand up. That was the exciting part. Like, even the Brumbies, who came dead last with no competition points.
Sorry, I just cut out then. Can you just repeat that for me?
Jaron McLeod, I think, is an amazing player. What a year he's had since that kind of breakout performance in First Nations Pacifica. He gets named as the inside center of the tournament. Only Brumby that made the cut to the actual team of the tournament, which still cuts deep. But I mean, even despite that, I mean, the fact that Stephen Larkham the week off was saying like we need more. Like he gave this tournament the big massive particular approval. He said we need this. Not only that, the chance for the under-19s and the under-16s and the super sides to train together. It kind of brings that club element of that I really liked about NRC, but then even expands it a bit more because you've got like your Colts, you've got your kind of your second cohort, second grade, and your senior grade kind of playing all on the same field together in that kind of clubland feel, but it's Super Rugby level quality. That's what I think really what kind of really makes it work a lot more than previous iterations of the tournament, because it kind of feels like that natural dovetail from club into into professional level, but it kind of still feels like it's got that heart touch kind of on its sleeve. Hartman, thoughts?
I don't have any thoughts. I just have a question. Before this tournament, or in the last years, when Super Rugby ends, what do the teams do? Like especially with all the players who don't get picked for the Wallabies or whatever.
Nothing.
Sweet nothing.
Nothing.
There'd be certain clubs who are trying to organise games. So, for example, like the Reds will play Panasonic Wild Knights in 2 weeks' time. They'll play them in 2 games. In the past, like the Waratahs took a couple of games in Japan. Brumbies did the same thing. Force did a series in South Africa. But it was sort of like 2 or 3 game sort of stuff. Just nothing, pointless games, really. Yeah, this actually brings a bit of structure, a bit of something to it.
Some players would go to like NPC as well. Like you maybe have about 10 or 11 players across all the teams go and try and play NPC. I mean, like Tane Edmund's a great example. I reckon though there's a good template from this. In my head, it's you divide the domestic season into like 3 parts, which is basically Super Rugby Pacific at the start of the calendar year that basically runs until June. You've got Super Rugby AUS after the end of the club season. Like starts 2 or 3 weeks after the end of, you shoot Shields, Hospital Cup, Premier Grade in WA, Dwarf Shield or whatever. And then afterwards you can have like an end of year tour. Like, if the Reds are going to go off and play Panasonic Wild Knights, it's extra supplementary games. If the Force want to go to South Africa, they can do that. If the Tars want to go to Japan, if the Brumbies want to go to... I mean, Nath and I were talking about earlier today, I was like, just let's go full Paul Tate with this and say, let's take some boys to Argentina and play some Super Rugby Americas sides, because there's new teams coming out. New teams coming out every year in Super Rugby Americas. And I am balls deep in the Capybaras 15. I'm so excited by Capybaras 15. It just seems like such a cool new team. But
do you maybe want to rewind 5 seconds and not say we're balls deep in a capybara?
Nah, favorite. Did he stutter, Nick? Did he stutter? He said what he said. But
you heard what I said.
Capybaras is a fucking fantastic name. I am team Capybaras.
Sensational.
Yeah, it's the best name for it.
If that's not the song they sing every time they score. Or that's maybe their victory song. AFL teams would never think of something so original.
I love how this pod's just turned into karaoke. But look, the best part of all of this as well with this comp is something like 40-something players put on Super Rugby colours for the first time. At least 40-something players.
Yeah.
I now know about who... You just literally alluded to it, Nath, but I now know who James Hendren is. I now know who Latu is over at the Reds. I think even the Force...
Latu?
There's another Latu at the Reds, man. Number 8. It's back.
Wild
Latu 2.0. He's amazing.
He's a back rower. He's great.
Yeah, he's a back rower and he's phenomenal. I think even if you're a Western Force fan, yes, you lost the final. Yes, that's disappointing. Like you didn't get the silverware, but I would take so much confidence out of the talent you've got in the ranks. after that competition. I mean, Mitch Watts is a fucking fine and a half in terms of the second row, rather. Just amazing. I don't know if they've got Fine on a full-time contract. But I reckon get him in. He played really, really well. Looked very dangerous and quite defensively secure on the wing too. What's to like? Like there's
Let's talk about the main 4-star, Max Burey.
Yeah, guy of the tournament.
It's sensational. He is
AKA Mad Max Road, Burey Road.
Burey Road.
Mad Max Burey Road.
Mad Max Burey Road.
That's the name of that's the name of our pod right there. Mad Max Burey Road.
That's I like it. Like Dead Set has come from absolutely the clouds and is probably he will be on the plane to Japan, whether it's with Australia A or even the Wallabies, maybe.
Yeah.
Like he was
Coatley Beale is taking his place.
Oh, heart.
He did score a try in that final. It was all Henry Robinson, but he scored a try.
It was a good try.
All Henry Robinson, but hey.
True. I also think we should shout out. Oh God, this one's going to hurt. Under-19s, great match. Really, really good performance at Pittwater Rugby Park. I think a good indication of the developing Waratahs. Shut the fuck up, Nathan. Shut the fuck up, Nathan. It's such a frustrating loss. That one hurt. I'm not going to lie. Also, the fact that it had been a rough couple of days for the Brumbies in kind of the lead up, and like it was not a repeat of round 3. Like they threw everything in the kitchen sink at this one, and it was such a good game. Go back and watch it. But yeah, what a great. I mean, Chase Oates for the Brumbies is a find and a half in terms of fly half options. That guy is going to kill it at Super Rugby level. Chase Oates. Yeah. Player like fly half of the tournament, amazing.
Eli Lange as well.
Yeah, Lange as well. Great number 8. There's lots of great talent in the ranks in Canberra, but same with the Waratahs.
I do want to say the Brumbies thing before. We will like you kind of alluded to it there, but the passing of Joey Hendry, who was in their 19 squad last year when they won the title, passed away Friday, like 2 days before the title. Obviously, thoughts with the family and everyone that played with him. That's super sad news. But from a Waratahs perspective, there's a lot of good talent in this team. Edwin Lange, no relation, playing prop, player of the match, and even though he got a yellow card. Marshall Lematri, that's not how you pronounce it. Marshall.
He's so good. So good.
Like unreal flanker. He's going to be an absolute gun. I mean,
is that Marshall Lemaitre? I think that's
Lemaitre. I can't pronounce it. But believe me, I'll be learning to pronounce it. He's playing Super Rugby.
Yeah, he'll play Super Rugby.
And
Heinz Lemoteur.
You're right. The 18s? Are you going to keep rolling through these?
Glacy. Hello. Max Burey.
Like, all right, okay. Let's.
Biel.
The young number 8. Oh God! Tell me you're from the Sydney eastern suburbs. We like sort of vibe and outfit to it.
We swear we're not racist. We promise.
No, we're just offensive.
We don't promise.
That's what's good.
Yeah.
That's what
we're just offensive. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all we are. No maliciousness behind it. We just offend everyone. That's what we do.
Especially Brumbies fans.
Look,
let's jump. I love the Brumbies.
Let's jump away from that. Let's talk. Let's rip the Band-Aid off and talk about the other big match that happened this weekend involving a certain team from across the Tasman, New Zealand.
New Zealand Schoolboys.
Yeah, the under-18s. That's the one. He knows. I thought you didn't watch it. How awesome. Yeah. Australia under-18s completing a clean sweep of New Zealand secondary schools. First match going a point a minute, 81-48. Second match, 55-33. That's insane. 136 points scored in 80 minutes is ridiculous. Like fuck me. I mean, Kingsley Ace or Kingsley Us.
Ace. I think it is Ace.
Kingsley Ace. Fuck me, he's good. Oh my god, what a gun! I could watch, and also the fact that he's not even trying to hide it. He's already shaved the head. He's already he's embracing the barnstorming, I'm going to fucking kill you sort of mood and attitude. And I love it. I love it. Just a big old bastard. Absolutely.
Big old bastard. He's still like 17, 18.
I know. He'd run into me on the street and rip me in half just because he can. Absolute freak. But I also want to just shout out Jerome Pritchard as well in the centres. Got player of the match in the first game, scored a double. Just amazing combination with Bloomfield in the centres. That is a great looking combination there. So much to like in that side. And the fact that the majority of them are already signed with Australian Rugby is really, really cool as well. Nathan, any thoughts on this Bledisloe?
It's first time in 41 years the Australian under-18s have beat New Zealand secondary schools 3 consecutive times in a row, going back to the win in Hamilton. 41 years.
That's insane.
And yeah, I think Nick alluded to it. Most of those guys are under contracts. Heinz Lamotte, as it's the worst kept secret, is basically signed to Toulouse. But I feel comfortable enough that I can say this, that there is 100% background work being done that when he goes to France, there will be regular comms with him. They'll be just sort of keeping him somewhere within the system just to make sure. And not just Heinz, like a bunch of those Pacifica boys that are being picked off by the French guys, there is actual regular comms with somebody involved just to kind of keep them in the loop, not only help them deal with being in a different country, speaking a different language, but just hopefully keep that connection. So when they're 22, 23, want to come back home, there's a spot for them here. So I echo what you said about the standouts. Like there are so much good talent in that side. I think Jarvis Orr as a flanker is also very good talent. Talon Rosati on the wing, still 17 years old, I want to say. If he can stay in rugby, he'd be awesome. But I know he's probably one of those people that's going to get some attention from league clubs. And yeah, I get Trayvon Pritchard. He's so good. He just glides through the park. It's amazing. We have to touch on the fact that also this New Zealand side could have been better. It's a bit more segmented. Essentially, you have to be at school to play in this team. So there's a bunch of New Zealand Maori, New Zealand Barbarian sides that play other games, which might dilute the talent. But when you're winning by 40 and you're winning by 20,
yeah.
I don't know that much about the New Zealand school system, but I don't think there was 20 to 40 points worth of players in the side. This is a special group right now. Yeah,
I was going to say it seemed weird that there wasn't a under 18s New Zealand side or whatever, but I mean it didn't seem like there was a huge amount of difference in terms of physicality. But either way, I mean the fact that it got tongues talking on both sides of the Tasman really said a lot. But it also just says a lot to the quality of the side. Also, I'll quickly shout out before we wrap up the pod, Fiji Schoolboys, Australian schools, also clean swept Fiji Schoolboys, 61-29 and 35-10 on the same days. What a great couple of weeks in Canberra. Just an awesome concept, playing out of Viking Park. Just I think that it bodes really, really well. I mean, I don't know what I know Australian Schoolboys kind of is a different kettle of fish, but either way, the talent in the schoolboy system against Fiji, who, let's be honest, they have talent coming out of their ears. It's a religion over there in Fiji. You're going to have a tough time with it, no matter which team you play. To put 60 on Fiji, and then also let them score 10 points in that second match, I think is really, really impressive as well. I mean, we probably should shout out Nick Conway. He played in that Australian schoolboys side, didn't he?
No, he was under 18s. Glassy, Nick's mate.
Yeah, sorry, I'm getting them mixed up.
Glassy.
Yeah, but it was
so good they had to name him twice.
Why is his name Glassy? Is it because his surname's Glassy, or was it changed? Was it inspired by the occupation of the same name?
Well, generally this happens with people from sort of, I don't know his background, so I'm guessing, but I'm going off other ones I know. I generally get people from West African backgrounds often you do the double name, Gout, Alir in the AFL, Like,
But
that's
Gak, he's Sudanese. That's East Africa, Nathan.
oh, sorry that I don't know my East and West. Like, you knew what I meant. Somewhere in
There we go, ignorant little Nathan.
Leave
Percy
him alone. Leave him alone.
Percy doesn't know how the New Zealand school system works. Now he doesn't know that Sudan's and East
Bro,
Africa.
I'm 6'2". I'm not little.
Leave him alone, Hartman. He's been working so hard non-stop since July. Leave him alone.
You knew what I meant. You knew what I meant.
I don't care.
Oh my. Oh,
Do
fuck you,
better,
fuck you both
Nathan.
and everything you stand for. Damn.
Yeah, no, he holds me to standards. So I will be better.
Ignoramus. Yeah, thank you, Nathan. Thank you.
I'll be better at my geography.
No worries, Nathan. Just helping you improve. I don't know. I just think it's awesome, and I think Glassy. What a name, Glassy.
Yeah. Oh my god, so good. But you know what? I think that wraps us up for an awesome episode. We're going to have a couple of weeks off. There's going to be a bit of a quiet time with rugby before the start of the spring tour. But thank you so much, gentlemen. It has been such a privilege talking rugby. What a busy period, but also a really exciting, successful period in Australian rugby. So to all of our listeners, we'll catch you the next time round. No, we can't do this, can we? We can't like.
Come on.
We can't ignore it, can we? We can ignore it. We can put off talking about this, can't we? I'm assuming.
No, we got to do it.
All right, let's talk about it. Fucking Bledisloe in Perth, 28-14. The All Blacks retain the Bledisloe Cup, hand the Wallabies an 11th straight loss, the biggest winning streak by the All Blacks in the history of trans-Tasman rivalry and relations. We've been putting this off. You may have noticed we did not provide an instant reaction for this podcast because, to put it simply, all three of us were collectively a little bit pissed off after that performance, and we figured, you know what, let's just sit on this one for a bit. Call it a delayed reaction. Call it the oxymoron of an instant reaction. It's a delayed reaction to this one because, God, we left this match feeling frustrated. It was a really frustrating, disappointingly familiar end to what was, frankly, a really exciting period in Australian rugby. It had been like one of the most exciting periods of performances by the Wallabies that had started all the way in July, and then to end with a whimper like that was just so disappointing. And the numbers say that this is now the lowest point in terms of trans-Tasman rivalries. Nathan, where do we begin here with this match?
Yeah, it's a tough one, right? Because it by far wasn't our best performance. It
was awful. They didn't play well. That's the truth of it. They didn't play well.
Also, I think you can say in the same breath, we just didn't play with much luck as well. Like, don't get me wrong, we didn't play to the standards of that Ellis Park win and even some of those Argentinian games. But like 13th or 14th minute into the game, when a beautiful set plays, beautiful hands down the sideline, Dunguna goes through. They go crash it back the other side, Aotearoa Power's over. If at that point we're 10-7 up, I think it's a different ballgame. Instead, what happens in reality is the play gets brought back. Tom Herbie gets yellow carded for a dangerous clean out. Rightfully so. It was a dangerous clean out. But I think in that same clean out, Will Skelton smacks his head, concussion, out for the rest of the game. So suddenly, not only is it a 7-point swing, we're now down a player and down our best player as well. And I think that threw the plan straight out the window, and there was a little sense of panic. But they then fight their way through that. It's fine. 9-7. A goddamn Falcon try. That's what we conceded. A fucking car crash between, I think it was Potter and Geordie Barrett. I can't remember who the clearing winger is. These games we lose this badly get a bit hazy. But it falls perfectly to Quinton Pye's feet, and he goes through and scores. We then proceed to put the kick out in the full.
Oh, that one. Oh,
quick tap, try. Suddenly, we've gone from 9-7 up to
17-9 at halftime.
17-9, and that's a big difference. That's what I think we're having to happen. Like, we were bad, but there are also just certain moments where we just the bounce the ball didn't go away, or we just compounded error after error, and they cooked us.
It's just such a mental game, and this is the thing. After that freaking Falcon try, I just thought to myself, Yeah, look, everyone felt that collective, it's about to happen, that we always feel when we face the All Blacks. And I'm like, I'm done with this mental stuff. You know that it's coming. Plan accordingly at this point. And on top of it, it felt like, yeah, it's an unlucky bounce. What can you do? I mean, you can make the argument about the freaking Tom Wright try at Ellis Park, where Max Jorgensen did that work to shut down the Springbok attack, and Tom Wright runs away to score the try that seals the result at Ellis Park. You can talk yes, of course, there's luck in that, but for me, the inexcusable moment was I realized that they were in trouble when Ed Med kicked it out on the full, because you just saw the heads go down, and I thought that's not good enough. I'm sorry. Yeah, you can make a mistake, but it shows to me that New Zealand, whether they say it or not, is Australia's buddy team. They are in their heads. And I'm done with them being in our heads. Why didn't you take the same approach that you did with South Africa at Ellis Park, which is, yeah, they're going to do all their flappy shit and extra shit. Just play what's in front of you. Play what's in front of you. Go back to basics. Be simple. It was so frustrating. It felt so familiar and predictable. It reminded me of all the years of disappointment and frustration. And I was like, this team is better than that. They've shown that they're better than that. It was really disappointing. Hartman, I know you've been putting off talking about this for a while. In the chats, it's been Depression City. Has anything changed for you since then?
Sorry, my cat just wants to play with me. Fuck. I think kind of, yeah, both of what you've said is pretty on the ball here in terms of how I feel. So to your point about the purgatory of playing the All Blacks, Nick, and to what Nathan was saying about luck, it's always just getting that bit of this and that happened and that happened and this happened, It was all just kind of bad luck. But it's been the same fucking tune for the last 10 years. I mean, the difference is the All Blacks weren't that good. And, at the end of the day, we lost by 2 tries, which is our biggest deficit, this rugby championship. So you got that. I thought the game, it was just, I don't know. The All Blacks looked good. And it's almost like they just, for whatever reason, decided to stop looking good. And then we got back into the game. I mean, Will Skelton going off, bad luck. I mean, all the injuries we've had, bad luck. I mean, the All Blacks, I see these All Blacks, so-and-so's injured. Fuck off, man. You kidding me? We're down to our 4th fly half, who are all under the age of 13. Our best player... but honestly, and Tate got injured last week. Yeah. So one of our best players is off, out again. Jake Gordon only plays 50 minutes because he's just come back from injury. Our best, Max Jorgensen, has to play fullback because all the other ones have been injured. It's just
Andrew Callaway.
Yeah, and then famous hole runner Andrew Callaway, which I believe was his nickname at high school, hole runner. It's just all that, and then another element to it. And look, just a stupid loss with all these. What was I've scrubbed most of this from my memory, not due to how many drinks I had in the night, but Tane did a box kick. Was it Tane? No, not yet. Tane did a box kick in the 22, right? He just kicked it away straight to the All Blacks. So just little shitty, dumb things like that.
Yeah. That was
and then, what, to add to the bad luck as well, and can I just add this? Look, I thought the ref was great. I thought he refed really well. And like I was saying to Nathan in our last pod, I was glad that he kind of communicated things quite clearly.
Yeah, Matthew Carley. He's
the Will Skelton thing, at the start, take it or leave it, but at least he was like, none of that.
Yeah.
And I think another bit of bad luck is you have Ikitau's tackle, the face-to-face, which you kind of go, all right, how it's been reffed the last 10 years, penalty. He gets yellow carded. Whatever. I'm not really going to argue that. But then last week when Thingy gets tipped on his head, doesn't get called. So we've had just that rotten bad luck as well. Just all over the shop. And I think probably if we had a luck dividend, that was a thing. Probably all our luck was spent at Ellis Park. I think kind of looking back at that, you can kind of say,
probably,
it was just Springboks high in their own supply, us, having, what's worse that could happen kind of mentality kind of perfectly came together. But yeah, man, it's just been so disappointing. And I think probably the biggest disappointment and the angriest we can get are those two Argentina games where we were a fucking mess. It was just all this old shit coming back. And I asked Quaid this when Quaid was having his big Q&A that got him in trouble. But I asked him, what's the discipline? What's the deal with that? It was back to checker days. It was back to Rennie every second game days. They would just shit the bed. So, that kind of really adds to my disappointment in it. It's just, like you said, Nick, the same old fucking story and the rotten bad luck. And you know what? It's actually kind of funny that we did it as a joke, but talking about all the young players coming in, those young players playing really well in Super Heroes, I think, that's really positive and really encouraging. And beside all the performance stuff, sorry, my cat is being incredibly annoying. Besides he's scratching something. Besides all the performance stuff, should we play the best players? I just think a really important thing that maybe Rugby Australia should look at is the positive feeling. Because when you... Where the fuck is he? Sorry. When you... I can explain that, though no one really wants to care unless you have Cat Corner for cat listeners. I've kind of lost track of thought. But when you look back, and we're losing to fucking New Zealand, right? And our pal Finn, who's being exiled from the pod because, I made the decision. He's just got to fucking gloat. But he was like, he sent me a text. And he was like, yo, you better say, it's something like, oh, man, you better know how happy I am right now, 30 minutes into the game. And I was really pissed, and I kept getting these on Flash Score because I got the Australian cricket team. I had no idea. We're playing a T20 series against New Zealand. And it's fifth over down, New Zealand are 16 for 5. Why can't it be like that? No one cares. No one cares. Why can't us playing New Zealand be like that? Just, 28-0 up.
Because we're on the side that wins in those cricket games. So they're like, yeah, it's fine. Doesn't matter.
Which is probably how they feel about us.
It's complete and utter domination, is what I mean.
They also play 12 games a year in 4 different formats.
No. I don't mean in terms of winning. I just mean we just utterly dominate them.
Yeah.
And for us to lose to them, we belt the living daylights out of them in every other sport, except maybe Netty. But it's fuck. That's what I think, Nick.
That's fair enough. I do I think that I kind of the opinion now that you make your own luck in rugby. I feel like while I do think that there is, there is luck to a game, but there is also putting yourself in the right position, doing those 1%ers, which is what we saw at Ellis Park. And yes, some luck went New Zealand's way with that freaking Falcon try, but you can also determine how you respond to it. I also look at that Wallaby squad. Yes, we've got so many players out due to injury. And yes, it's been a long domestic tour, but it wasn't a bad squad. I think it wasn't a bad squad. The depth, there is an actual genuine, the depth issues that we've talked about in years past, I think are being addressed. That's not the reason why they lost this game. They lost this game because they were shit. They played terribly. That's the reality of it for me.
But here's an interesting thought. I think even Joe said, Nathan, you could correct me on this if you're wrong, because you're the only journalist here, so you might have the details. But Joe Schmidt said, "Oh yeah, I think they're looking a bit tired from this year."
I'd agree with it though. I think
Yeah,
that's fair.
I mean, like
that's fair.
Harry Wilson's played what at 10 games straight, right?
No,
For
I think he
example?
missed one. He missed.
He missed. He got injured. He got
missed
injured
a
for Cape Town.
second.
He got injured
Yeah.
for Cape Town.
Right.
So 9.
But like,
9 games.
but like you're right in the sense of like, and again, this is not all excuses, but it's the reality. We have played, I think, so we played 9 games this year, or 9 or 10 games this year. I can't remember which one. 4 of those have come against 4. Sorry, we start with this. 7 of those have come against teams that have either held number 1 rankings or the best of 4 teams. One of those teams being second.
Yeah.
The other 3 games that we've played against teams around our ranking and lower than us, we are 2-1. No team will ever have a harder start to a test series than Australia's had in the first 10 here. We played the Lions and then went to bloody Ellis Park, then played in Eden Park. Like, that's insane. No team up north can do anything like that. Not even close. They play 6 Nations and then rest all their players of the July series. We went balls to the walls. And ultimately, yeah, we probably started feeling the cost of that with injuries because it just kept going and going. So, look, it'd be a good couple of weeks. Like, the focus now is to go to Spring Tour because big world rankings on the line. We need to get into that top 6. But yeah, I'd be interested to see how they manage people, particularly with Japan. Japan first up outside the Reg 9 window. So that means no Bell, no Lukatau, no Gleeson, no Tupou. That's no Hooper, no Skelton, no Connor. And that England game, who knows? Still probably a lot of those guys out. So it's going to be a real test of depth, even with all the injuries as well. So, like, yeah, New Zealand sucks. It's just the same old story, as Nick said. It gets frustrating. It's just downright depressing. But, yeah, let's just hope they can rally for Spring Tour and just rebuild the sort of momentum they've got because, God, it's been a good year. There's actual positivity around the game, and I don't want this to be just another false dawn.
Yeah, it's right. Well, I don't think it is a false dawn, honestly, Nathan. Like, the reality is it's even this one probably stings a little bit more. 1, because of the 11-match record, and 2, because I don't think this New Zealand team's very good. Like, I've seen dominant New Zealand teams, and yes, I know that we're on an 11-match losing streak to them, and we can't talk. And it's the worst it's been for Trans-Tasman things. But like, I genuinely think we can beat this team. It's just if we get out of our own fucking heads and play what's in front of us. That's what I think. I do think we can genuinely beat them. They're not when the All Blacks lose 43-10 to the Springboks on home soil, something is wrong. When that happened in the concurrent turnaround, it was when it was 57-0 to the Springboks. When they lost to New Zealand, they changed the coach and transformed everything. They recognized that it wasn't good enough. Losing 43-10 on home soil is weird if you're an All Blacks fan. But winning a Bledisloe series like this against Australia, who's ranked 7th in the world, isn't going to cover the paper the cracks over here. I actually think we can beat you. Even though we didn't this year, I genuinely think we can. And I actually think off the back of kind of your point there, Nate, I reckon this spring tour is probably actually shaping up to be the most important match of the year, even with the Rugby Championship, even with the Lions series now out of the way, because now it's 2027 time. 2027 began this year, but really it comes to a crux point here because we're going to have everyone playing everyone. So the rankings are going to go AWOL. In all honesty, so
I've got 2 questions. When do the rankings get done? After the autumn internationals?
Yes.
Yeah. So draw for the World Cup is December 3. Whatever the rankings sit at that point, that's what will be used for that draw. We essentially need to be in the top 6 to get into that sort of top band, which would mean we'd avoid a New Zealand, South Africa, France, Ireland, one of those teams in our pool. If we can be in that top 6, if we can't, then we're essentially going to have to play one of those during the group stages. So that's why it's so important. We're sort of sitting on that 6th, 7th bubble. We need to sort of try and jump Argentina and just ensure a bit more safety around our past the pool stage.
Right. Okay. And is Joe on until the next RC? Oh, wait, there's no RC next year.
I think
So
it's just
Joe's
on to the end. to the end of July.
Yeah, end of July series. So then he swaps over to Les, and Les will have. I don't exactly know what they're planning with New Zealand and South Africa being all exclusive. So I think it's probably going to be, probably realistically a series against Argentina will probably come to the table. There might be some Pacific games, maybe a Japan game. I reckon they'll fill the calendar up. I reckon there are people that they can play, which probably isn't a bad thing for Les Kiss in terms of getting him started in the grand scheme of things, because going to Ellis Park first up is a tough ask for a first stint at coach. Even though Kiss has had experience at international level as an assistant coach, it's a different kettle of fish. But yeah, I think that Japan. I think there is a good opportunity here for Australia to potentially nab 3 out of 5 of these games. They should go in here with a chance to nab 3 out of 5. Japan, even with the issues that they've had. I mean, Fiji blew away Japan.
Wait, Nick. What are those 3 out of 5 games for you?
I think Japan. We need to win. There's no kind of excuses there. Italy. No disrespect to Italy, but we need to win.
No disrespect.
No disrespect at all.
Got to smash it.
We need to win.
Disrespect. See you later.
Which really leaves England, Ireland, or France as teams as a potential big win to nab on the road. I think France might be a bit of a bridge too far. Whatever it is, they grow an extra leg at Stade de France. Even though that the Australian sides we've always been competitive against France and Ireland. Like, we always pull it within like 3 or 4, but we never win, which is really, really, really frustrating. So I think you target the England game, possibly, that game at Twickenham, even because England are the lower ranked of those 3 sides. Plus, we also knocked them off at Twickenham last year. But then again, we're also coming in without the element of surprise as well, because we beat them at Twickenham. We then beat the Lions. We've also beaten South Africa. So probably England will be preparing for that game as well. And England obviously are a different beast to where they were, this time last year when they were struggling to pull games together. So I reckon you nab one of those games. I'm hoping that would be enough to get us to 6th. I'm trying to look and see what Argentina's current upcoming fixtures are as well, just to see what their end of year tour looks like, because
I know their final game is Argentina. Their final game is Argentina-England. Sorry, so that'll be the big one.
Game the system by playing themselves.
Yeah, gotcha.
Jeez, pony.
They've got. Hang on, here we go. They've got South Africa. Oh, they've just played South Africa. They've got Wales, which they should win.
Oh my god.
Scotland, which I think is probably the most critical, which is a critical game at Murrayfield, and then England in London, and historically, they've not travelled well on the end of season tour. Argentina have. They've really not. Prove me wrong on that one, but I mean, this time last when they played in 2024, end of season tour, how did they go? Oh, they beat. Did they lose to? They lost to France. They lost to Ireland, and they beat Italy. So they won 1 out of 3.
But the thing about the thing about playing Wales is that they probably won't take many points off them if they beat them.
No, let me look at it. The thing is, it's an away game, so you'll still get probably some points. Let me put it through my predictor right now. Like 0.26 is what they get for. That's the max they can win.
Mm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So really, yeah.
Wait,
so
one
really,
point.
So if Australia can, all right. So make the point. Fuck. Sorry.
If Australia can beat England and Argentina beat England, both those nations jump England, and that'd be even funnier.
Oh, amazing! That would be hilarious.
That would be true.
That's why I want to make the point.
Very, very, very true. But yeah. So that's kind of where we're sitting, to be honest. I think Argentina will probably target that Scotland game because Scotland are ranked just below the Wallabies at the moment. If Scotland win that game, that also adds a few troubles to the Australian chance as well, because there's a chance Scotland could jump over Australia into 7th and Australia drops to 8th. So it makes those matches against Fiji and Japan even more critical because you've got to not just beat them, you've got to beat them well to really kind of set yourself up in good stead for that tour. And that means you've got to try and nab. I mean, if they can pull off a win against Ireland or France, I mean, they've been competitive in all of those games. If they can pull off a win there, that changes everything. That's the holy grail if you're an Australian fan. I think we're done. That was therapeutic.
Yeah, I think we do too many therapy pods.
We do too many therapy pods, but you know what?
What
the numbers
hell,
still...
guys? My cat is purring and you don't even say anything.
I can't hear it.
It's just great background noise.
Oh, really?
I couldn't hear it.
It's just vibing.
Is your cat's name Pikelet? I didn't know that.
Yeah. No, the new cat I got this year, I called it Pikelet.
That's a great name.
Pikelet and Pickles.
I need to meet your cats. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't have my thing on.
That's all right. I reckon that does us. I think we're therapied out. I think we've covered this pretty well.
Oh, one thing we can talk about. We should probably talk about the rugby championship as a whole, like a review.
Oh yeah.
So, do you want me to lead that? I've got a couple ideas.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Okay. Hey, so guys, one thing I want to talk about is I guess we should talk about like the rugby championship, like looking back on it. One of the best in recent memory. It's unfortunate we didn't get 3 wins, 3 losses for each team, although Argentina almost pulled it off. And shout out Andre Priati, who didn't seem to call anything for that deliberate knockdown from Kanan Moody. And look, maybe, if Argentina had that game in Argentina, our pal Chiachi told us that they moved that to Twickenham just because they were at a deficit of COVID
money,
and they just needed the cash. Yeah. I mean, how good being a rugby fan in London, you just get to see every team play. Like if Argentina played South Africa here, like you'd want to go to it. But yeah, shame we didn't get it. Best one in a while, I guess. Shout out South Africa because they really kind of turned it around, and I'm afraid that we might have awoken the beast. I don't know about you boys.
Yeah, maybe we might have just kicked them into life. We might have started their 3-peat DVD.
yeah, DVD. Yeah.
I'm just happy to have been the metaphorical kick in the nuts, to be honest, because they're at the they had to have the low point against us, so I'll take it. And also it means that we finally got to break a record at like losing losing in the high veld, which I was frankly forgot that existed, which makes you realize how bad it is. So
yeah, and it's like it'd be one of those games you go, remember Ellis Park?
Yeah. You know what? I'll take positives from it. The fact that apart from Argentina, but the fact that pretty much every team for 3/4 of that tournament, or 5/6, was won and beaten one and lost one. I think it leaves the narrative that Six Nations is the best tournament in the world in the dust, because it genuinely does, because anyone could beat anyone. I think it's such a shame that there's such a cloud over the future of the competition now, because this year was probably the best example of why it's so good.
Yeah, and like that, the All Black Springboks thing just kind of sounds crap. Like,
it's because we're not involved. It's because we're not involved.
No, it's like if it's the greatest rivalry and you keep playing it, and you're going to do this whole focus on it, it kind of ruins the point. Like, it's a bit like cricket now. And I mean, part of it's, cricket's a different sport, blah, 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 like the pitches and everything, but like there's no one worth seeing in Australia anymore. Like, and no offense, like not even England, because they just come out and we pummel them. Like it's just a bit, you'd rather a bit more spice in life. So that's a bit of a shame that that's happening.
I getcha.
Yeah. I guess looking back on Wallabies, who's your favourite player of the tournament? I'll go first and nab him and say Ikitau.
He's a gun.
Yeah. Fair. I mean, Jorgo. This was a tournament of Jorgo for me.
Yeah.
He was unreal. Unreal in South
I
Africa.
think if he played winger and not fullback, he would have been in everyone's kind of I felt it was a bit uncertain at fullback, but that was because a lot of things were going on. But yeah, if you played winger, Nick, what about you?
So I mean, the Brumby fan of me wants to say Tom Hoover because God, his stocks have risen so much in 2025.
Yeah.
But my real answer, and it's going to sound such a cliche, but I genuinely believe since the moment he arrived in a gold jersey, the Wallabies have been a different beast. And that's Joseph Akusa-Suaalii. Seriously. Like, I think he's genuinely transformed that centre back line. And I'm fully aware that he's only like 13 tests into his career. But I think his... Maybe it's the fact that we have to interview him a lot, and he's just a dedicated professional and completely focused on trying to make rugby better. That's sort of his headspace and mentality. He's trying his hardest to earn that paycheck. But no, I think it's rubbing off on the team. Genuinely, I think it is. That sort of mentality is rubbing off on the team, and it's kind of maybe led to a rising tide lifts all ships sort of situation there, because even when the side has lost, he's still been at the front of it, involved in it, all over the place. I feel like they feel like a much improved side with him there, and much more dangerous with him there, because he can produce those magic moments. And it's not just, I'll give it to Joseph and see what he can do. No, he relies on everyone else as well. And that's what makes it awesome. Maybe which feels like such a cliched answer, but since the moment he stepped on the field in this last 12 months, the fact that his stocks have risen with the Wallabies is not a coincidence to me.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, Nathan.
No, it's all fair shouts. I mean, I would say I think the underrated one, this might be going back to the Lions as well, is Billy Clyde. He's clearly the number one hooker we have.
Yeah. Crazy, hey? Yeah, no, he's been great, hasn't he?
More Brumbies. It doesn't help Matty Fezler's been injured, and Paul Parecki.
All Brumbies, Billy Pollard, Linfield, Tom Hooper, Bathurst. That's not Canberra.
Well, you could have had him, but
then Ikitau, Brisbane.
We didn't hide the fact that we were the team of rejects, brah. It was literally in the MO when we started in '96. Just because you couldn't hold on to them.
All right.
Just because we take your leftovers and make them better than you.
I wouldn't say like leftovers.
Like those Super Rugby Oz rejects.
Cake out of the oven.
I can't
like
talk
those
about
under 19 rejects.
I can't talk shit.
Yeah.
I can't talk shit this pod. Fuck.
that.
I can't talk shit. I can't talk shit this pod. Dang it. Oh well. Fuck it.
And I guess maybe my last one. Who's your favorite player who wasn't Australian?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Thank you.
That's a great question.
I really like the Argentinian centers.
Santiago Chocobas.
Choco.
You fucking stole him. I wanted to take him.
Yeah.
You stole him.
He's
I wanted to
fantastic.
take him. He was
like
so good.
You must be so proud as an Argentinian. You've got a couple of World Cup, worldies in there.
Yeah.
I'll go the obvious answer. I'll go Sasha Feinberg.
Oh yeah. Go on, say something.
No.
Does this mean I have to pick?
This is like deal or no deal. I will just. I got two. I got 2 out of 3 names. I will take that, and I will go home with my money. Thank you very much.
Steinberg, Fasha,
Sasha Feinberg, Umgunzulu. That's how you pronounce it. Sasha Feinberg, Umgunzulu. That's not how you pronounce it, but I don't care. That's what I'm rolling with for now.
Does this mean I have to pick a Kiwi?
Yes.
No.
Oh, fuck you guys. All right, I'll pick
And
a
can't
Kiwi.
say
just-
Finn Morton because he's no one's favourite.
Dang, that's crazy.
I'm joking. He's alright.
Finn, if you're listening to this, which I know you are, because you've become
No.
obsessed with us ever since you joined us. He's not joking, and I know you two are texting more, so it's even more brutal.
That's scary.
Yeah,
No,
he's sending me
scary.
nudes. He's sending me everything.
Hey.
I don't. Jesus Christ! I must admit,
But I was
I mean,
special.
I do. Fucking hell! I do like Tamati Williams. He's a bastard, and I like him. He's a cheeky bastard, and I really, really like him as a. He's the one who pissed me off the most on the weekend because I just thought to myself, "Fuck, we could have had that."
Yeah.
Yes, I know Kiwi parents. Yes, I know. But he played all his rugby in Perth. Could have happened. Fuck, and he's a genuinely good player, and that's my pick. Just God dang it, so frustrating. Now I'm back in the house of pain again. Dang it, what could have been?
We're back. We're rolled back again.
We've rolled back. We've come all around. We've done all the motions. It's like being on the Mad Max Burey Road.
Yeah.
That's what I want to say.
And as an aside, as another question, word came out today that Carter Gordon, or is it Gordon Carter, is being, Gold Coast Titan said he can talk to Rugby Australia. As
Yeah, so
journalistas, periodistas, as you are, do you have any more insight into that? I want to know.
You want to know across? It's really happening.
Yeah.
Well, basically, what's happened is the Titans have been like, if you stick around, we want you playing centre, and if that doesn't suit you, then we're not going to stand in your way of getting out of your contract for the final year and going back to rugby if you want it. So, obviously, he's had some big injuries over the past year, like a lot of sort of really nasty ones. But I think he's still an absolute asset that if he wants to come back home, absolutely, let's bring him back to rugby.
Do you reckon he would start?
That's a good question, right? Maybe fullback for the Reds.
Yeah.
I reckon it's because his missus wants to move to Brisbane.
Yeah, it sounds like. Yeah.
I reckon that's.
I'm sick in the rang. I want to go back to New Farm. I don't know if that's correct. Queensland listeners.
It's like Byron. Do you remember Byron Bays? It's like that girl who's like, I moved too far away from the Sunshine Coast. I'm trying to make my career in Byron Bay, but I miss my family on the Sunshine Coast. So I'm going to leave and go back to the Sunshine Coast because I'm too far.
I did not.
It's an hour drive. It's 2 hours drive.
No, it's
I
not
have no idea what you're talking
that. I think it's 3 hours. Yeah, I got no idea what you're talking about.
Good, stay away from it.
Nick
But
and his
those
love
online,
for reality show.
Yeah, the truth comes out. I reckon. Jesus, it's just. I mean, it sounds exciting. If he can find a space, good luck to him. The thing is, I think it's a very different landscape between now and 2023. That Carter comes back into. So I wouldn't even say his position is necessarily guaranteed. Even at fullback for the Reds, he's got Jock Campbell to deal with, and Jock Campbell's been playing pretty well. So just want to keep an eye.
I'd be excited to see him back. I don't care if he goes to the Reds. Someone was like, "Oh, surely he's going to the Tars." Like, man, no, fuck no, he's not going back to the Tars. I wouldn't want him. Send him to the Reds. This is kind of what I hate. This guy, every person who gets signed on big money contracts goes to the Tars. I mean, except for Vunivalu.
I mean, to be fair, we need it. We need a 10.
We do.
Send us Harry McLaughlin first.
Yeah. I know, but he's a. I look. Lawson Crichton's Queenslander, but I find it just uncomfortable if the Waratahs sign a red Queenslander. It shouldn't happen,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be mean. I just don't think. Sydney's got enough talent. Deal with that. Don't sign Queenslanders. Don't become the Brumbies.
So you mean to tell me that the Waratahs have become the Brumbies?
No, I'm saying
if you can't beat them, copy their manual.
Yeah.
That's the solution. Everyone steals from Queensland.
Become like the Brumbies. in terms of signing Queenslanders shouldn't become like Brumbies fans, little whiny bitches. You can't let it go. Peace and love, baby. Thoughts, Nathan? Peace and love.
Win is win. That's all I'm going to say. We're winning.
Yeah.
Brumbies aren't.
Winning is peace and winning is love.
I think it's time for us. We're going to have a bit of a break. We'll probably come back either just before or around when the spring tour restarts again. We're going to have a well-earned break. But thank you so much for listening. Drop us a review, give us a like and subscribe. Go buy some good Redigby Blackwood rum to drown your sorrows from another Bledisloe Cup loss. Yeah, it is quite good. Trust me, we've been drinking it on pod. Nathan and Nick Hartman can attest to it. It's the truth. It is actually legitimately good. I'm not paid. I mean, I'm just a fan. But for everyone listening, thank you so much. Enjoy a couple of weeks off from the world of rugby, and we'll catch you the next time around.